What is up, YouTube? It's your boy Law here, back with another video. I know you're probably like, who the hell is this guy talking to me? Because I haven't uploaded in about 2 to 3 months. But don't worry, my friends, I am back with another video. And today I am going to be showing you guys, or more so talking about the things that I have used to build muscle. Just good old fashioned muscle building tips. Nothing too crazy. In the background, you guys are going to be seeing me just do some workouts. You're going to see my shoulder and arm workout from God knows when. And then you're also going to be seeing a little bit of my back and bi workout. I also will be doing potentially a physique update at the end of this one. If not, you guys will see it in next week's video. But today, we're going to be talking about some muscle building tips. So let's get to it. Okay, let's start off simple by establishing what it takes to build muscle. What are the basic premises that it takes to build muscle? And to me, that is three key things. We're going to be talking about your sleep, your training, and your eating. Now, all three of these things play a key part into you building as much muscle as possible naturally, of course, because, of course, I'm talking about the natural way. And for me, my most important one is going to be the training, because at the end of the day, and that's where we're going to start off with the training, because at the end of the day, regardless of what you eat or how much you're sleeping, you need to get in the gym and actually lift some fucking weight. So we're going to be talking about some training tips that I have used in my 4 years of lifting, and yeah, let's get to it. All right, so for me, the key part about training, it splits off into three different sections for me, and that's going to be training intensity, training split / training style, and also workout selection. Now the last two kind of go hand in hand together, because your split is going to determine somewhat of the workouts that you're doing. But the first one in particular is training intensity. I am a firm believer that about just about any exercise you do is going to be able to build muscle, and it should be able to. But if you're not training yourself hard and pushing your muscles to grow, your muscles aren't going to grow. They're going to look at you and they're going to be like, well, why am I going to grow if you're not pushing me hard enough and giving me a reason as to why I need to grow? And that goes along with, it kind of goes along with like progressive overload, but intensity to me is key. You know, if you're doing a set of bench press and you're leaving 2-3 reps in reserve, your chest just isn't going to grow. You know, but if you're pushing at least one or two sets to failure, you're going to increase some muscle. So intensity for me is like key. That if you take anything away from this video, intensity is key. Next up, we got training split, and I'm going to just add the type of training into a list as well. Like I'm going to just add these two together. There's so many different type of splits, and I always say the best split you can choose is one that works for you. Plain and simple, just like that. You know, so you're going to hear a bunch of different ways. Oh, the bro split's the best, or an upper lower, or push-pull legs, or an Arnold split, full body. There's a bunch of different splits. You know, people create their own. Just do whatever feels good to you, and I think you'll get the best results for your body, because your body is something that only you can control, and only something that you know. What works for Arnold, what works for C-Bum, what works for, you know, that big guy at the gym might not work for you. Simple as that. It just might not work for you. So find what works out for you. Give yourself some time to figure out what works. And more importantly, switch it up as time goes on. Yes, be consistent with it. But after a certain point, if it starts to feel a little stale, just switch it up a workout or two. See if that does anything for you. So when editing this video, I kind of wanted to add in form as well. I don't know why I didn't say it the first time I recorded it, but I did put it in the visual of it. So form is also very important, because at the end of the day, if you're going to perform an exercise, you want to make sure you're doing it the proper way to hit said muscle. Now, there are certain variations, right? Like certain hand placements and stuff that you can use to maybe hit a different part of the muscle. A prime example, like incline dumbbell press. A lot of people, you know, like to have the dumbbells fully out straight, but also some people like to tuck their arms in a little bit. That varies just based on like personal preference. You're still gonna be hitting your chest. But I just wanted to add form in here, because form is also very important. Make sure you are doing it right so you don't injure yourself, because injury, we don't want anybody getting hurt. But two, you want to make sure you're actually hitting the targeted muscle the proper way. So yeah, form is on there. Let's get to the next one. All right, next up on the list we have nutrition. Now, nutrition, some could argue, is even more important than your training, because at the end of the day, fuel, food is fuel. You gotta feed your body if you want to grow, and your muscles aren't going to grow if you're not giving yourself the proper nutrition. You could be training as hard as possible. You could have the perfect split for you. You could be doing everything good, but if you're not eating enough, you're not going to build muscle. Now, that doesn't mean go on a dirty bulk. That doesn't mean just force feed calories. That means give your body the proper nutrition that it needs. And that varies based on person. So for me, my maintenance calories, well, step one is find your maintenance calories. Find out how much it takes for your body to stay at the weight that it's currently at, right? Once you figure that out, you can determine whether you need to lose or gain, right? And that varies based on person. Me right now, I'm bulking, so I need to eat anything above 3,000 calories. 3,000 calories is my maintenance. So very simple. And I'm lean bulking. I'm not force feeding calories. I'm not eating 4,000 calories a day. I'm eating roughly now at about 32 to 3,300. That's what my coach gave me, and that's also what I was eating when I was bulking last time. I just know what it takes for my body to put on size. So figure that out for you, but also give yourself the proper food. You don't want to just be force feeding food. I know I said that already, but it's key. Because yes, I could hit my calorie goal just by eating two pieces, like two whole like cheese pizzas, and I'll be fine. Or going to McDonald's and getting food from there, and that's okay in moderation. But you don't want to make that your main source of food, because at the end of the day, you're not gonna. It's not a good idea. You're not gonna see the results that you want. You're actually gonna end up putting on more fat than muscle. So that's a key part, and also another key part that goes with nutrition. And a lot of people overlook this is your water intake. Make sure you're getting your water in, because your body, of course, needs to be hydrated. Like, just try one day drinking a full gallon of water, and then the next day drink maybe half, and you'll see the difference in your body. And that includes like soda and stuff like that. Like, I veer away from sodas. I'm not a soda guy. Don't, all those sugary drinks, try to stay away from it. It's not good for your body at the end of the day. So that's for my nutrition part. On to sleep. All right, last but certainly not least, we have sleep. Now, if you're like me, I am absolutely atrocious at getting in my full 8 hours of sleep. But honestly, and this might just be a personal thing, I feel like my body doesn't react well if I sleep for like 8 hours, because I feel like when I wake up, I'm kind of sluggish. Like, I almost got too much sleep. Whereas if I don't sleep 8 hours, but I get, let's say, 5 or 6, I'm actually wake up and I'm already pretty energetic. I feel like that's a good amount of rest. So that might just be me, or, not everybody's body's different. But try to get as much sleep as possible, because your muscles need to recover. Recovery is just as important as nutrition and training. Because if you're training like a maniac and your intensity is high and you're also eating enough food, your body's going to have to recover. You don't recover your muscle by constantly using it. It's just like any other injury. If you tear your ACL, you're not going to get your ACL back by playing basketball, and that's how you tore it in the first place. That just doesn't make any sense. So get your sleep in. Very key part. Tips I've learned is going to bed earlier, getting yourself into a rhythm. Also waking up at a decent time. That way your day starts earlier if you're able to. I know, like with jobs and stuff like that, it's not always the easiest thing in the world for everybody. Everyone's schedule is different. So just do what works for you. Me personally, on my days where I don't have to go to work early, I try to get up at around 6, 7 o'clock. Preferably 7. I'm lying at the 6. I don't get up at 6. But I'll get up at like 7 or 8 and try to, get my day started early. And that includes my nutrition and stuff like that. And also makes it easier because I'm getting up earlier, which means I can get my water in earlier. I can train earlier if I want to. I can start eating earlier, which makes it easier because if you have a calorie goal that you want to hit, you don't want to be eating all your food around the same time of the day. You want to space your meals out relatively well, enough to that way your stomach isn't bloated the whole time, right? You're so full because you've been eating and drinking so much to the point where you actually become tired because you're eating so much food. So that's another key thing to take into part. So yeah. All right, guys, that's it for today's video. We still have a couple minutes left as I'm recording this, so I'm actually just going to talk to you guys about how I've been doing with the prep. We're currently about 2 to 3 months into the bulk, if I recall. I believe it's just 2, but I don't know. Time has been like flying by. So it's going pretty well. Currently, my starting weight was around 165 or so. And I'm currently looking at about 180. Roughly, I go above and below that every once in a while, but that's about where I'm sitting at. So about a 10 to 15 pound gain so far, and a lot of that was just water weight. Because like once I started the bulk, it didn't take long for me to get above 170. That didn't take much at all. I just was holding more water in, and you eat more carbs, you're gonna hold more water anyway. So all in all, I'm feeling really good. Energy is doing great. Sleep is actually really good. I love the training split that me and my coach have curated for myself. It really helps. It's kind of like a push-pull leg split, kind of, but not really. So I'll go over that really quick with y'all. So Monday, which is when I start my workout week, we hit chest, triceps, and shoulders. Light shoulders, but shoulders. Tuesday, we hit back and bi, which I never thought I'd be hitting back and bi, because if anyone knows me knows that I've always just, I don't know, I've never liked back and bi, but I've actually really, it's grown on me. Next, we have leg number 1 on Wednesday, which is my favorite day of the week. Y'all know I love me some legs. Thursday, we have shoulders and arms, or sharms as you want to call it. Friday, we got chest and back, which is probably my second favorite day of the week. I love me a good chest and back day. That pump is like unmatched. And then Friday we have leg day number 2. I do hit both quad and hamstrings on both of those days. I'm not one of the people that splits it up. I used to on my old split, if anyone remembers, but we do them together now, which I like. And then, of course, Sunday, the Lord's Day, praise Jesus, is the rest day. So that's the current workout split. I will be coming up with you guys with some more content, of course, not just with the reels that I've been posting in shorts, but also the actual like YouTube posts. I'm back in the lab. So thank you guys for watching. Of course, feel free to drop the like, hit subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video as you guys see me doing some nice bicep curls. Can't go wrong with it.